I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. I hope your summer's been awesome.
Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine.
I wanted to know if you've noticed the shift in the political winds. Look we have a hurricane named Harris, and it has moved across America and left sweet potato Hitler devastated like a double-wided mobile. On Tuesday, people, I watched the Democratic rock stars Barack Obama and Michelle Obama shred the stage and frankly leave orange records all over Chicago.
I want to know, who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
Here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. It has been a constant stream of gripes and grievances that's actually been getting worse now that he's afraid of losing the Commonwealth.
People ask me why I'm a Democrat. Well, last night is why. Inspiring people who care about our nation, a nation of immigrants. Yeah, you know, by the way, none of y'all Republicans came out of the womb with someone named Runs with Two Bears. Trump's mom was from Scotland. First generation. Your people were immigrants, and if you can't face that, then you need to read the Constitution that you say you believe in and crack a history book or two. If you can read. Maybe that's why they don't want to teach history, because they'd have to become literate, and that sounds like work. Stark difference between the RNC convention and the DNC convention is the difference between 2024 and 1824. The DNC had the first black president. The RNC had a black guy. Then Barack's amazing First Lady, Michelle.
His same old con, doubling down on ugly, misogynistic, racist lies as a substitute for real ideas and solutions that will actually make people's lives better.
Who, let's face it, is frankly really the president of the United States, burned down Trump's presidency almost as bad as Trump did it himself. The RNC had a half-empty arena where people busted loose. The DNC was packed to the nosebleeds, and not one but two arenas Tuesday nights. They did the call-out with a DJ.
Democratic National Convention roll call! The first woman president of the United States of America!
Greetings from Louisiana!
The DNC talked about the bright future of America, stopping gun violence, talked about paying people a living wage, who didn't care about who people should love. And they think that women should have the rights to their own bodies. The RNC screamed,
"No one's taking my guns because we need to put a bullet in them queers and any woman who wants the rights to her own body."
Okay, I'm paraphrasing, but that was the gist. One side wants to ban voting for certain brown people, track high school girls' periods, and ban books. And then they have the balls to scream, "Freedom!" Again, I still believe they want to ban books because reading is a bitch. Hey, there's 26 letters and I got to learn all of them in which order they go in. Give me my gun. I'm going to shoot this book. And listen, I know I'm being cheap right now, but one side talks like they actually know what our country stands for, how it was created and built. It's we the people, not me the cracker. One side knows that immigrants built this country from the railroads to the cities. I mean, the Irish, the Italians, the Scots, the Hispanics, the Africans, Indians, Muslims. The Armenians came later, and they bought a lot of G-Wagons, which helped the gross domestic product. I'll give them that. And every other group of people who left a nightmare to come live the American dream. Immigrants have started these companies. Ready? Google, eBay, Yahoo, Sun Microsystems, and Intel. 25% of public U.S. companies were started by immigrants. And some of you bitching about immigrants, get paid by immigrants. Wake up. Immigrants made up more than half of all hired farm workers in the U.S., or about 450,000 workers. In crop production, 57% of workers are immigrants. So if you eat, you don't get to bitch about immigrants. If you use the internet, you don't get to bitch about immigrants. That's right. Your lunchtime porn session was brought to you by an immigrant. You know, I used to be a Republican, honestly. And the Tituses, by the way, were here since 1635. In the first 5,000 immigrants. And in 400 years, Tituses have done absolutely nothing. Sadly, I'm the most successful Titus. But because I know the history of this country, I decided to leave the hate and fear party and hook up with the hope and positivity crew. The crew that does better on the economy every single time. The party that says, if we all do well, we all do well. If we all get smart, we all get smart. If everybody gets theirs, then you'll get yours. That's America. Vote, people. And to you other people, quit being weird. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Because it's weird. You guys want to track like teenagers' periods? That's weird. Like you literally are talking about in a country of freedom that you want to ban books. The First Amendment says we get freedom of speech, which is books. It's weird. It's fucking weird. Stop being weird. Quit being weird. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. Well, I will say this. Welcome to the future. And to hope it seems, I am again lit up. I want to talk about some stuff. My dog is like amped up, just scratching a comfortable place. With me, as always, the lovely bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
There could be only one.
You know, I have been watching the DNC for the last couple of days, and it is the contrast between the RNC and the DNC it's
embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. It's like watching a bunch of fourth graders who got in charge of their own play, and then watching Spielberg come in and like do a movie. It's like it's so over the top different. And if you remember during the RNC, it was all about the country's being destroyed. If we elect Kamala Harris, we will catch on fire and burn.
Negative. Yes.
Doom and gloom. We will be a nation full of people, dead people, just ankles left.
Stoking the fear.
Yeah, and they just keep talking about and gay and trans. Oh, if they only knew what a woman was. It's like they're literally from the council in the Empire Strikes Back. Yes.
Do it. You come to the dark side. Hulk Hogan, rip your shirt off.
And then you go to the DNC, and it's literally like Jim Henson and the Muppets came out. People are just screaming. They had a DJ last night. They did the call out with a DJ.
Lil Jon
was out there.
Don't you feel like it's okay? They've got this. This is like a whole professionals. They're upstanding, good people that
love the country.
Proactive, being positive about things. Hopeful. We're going to make some good changes here versus the fucking just train wreck of a it was like a rubber and everybody's rubbernecking like what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
they have fucking Hulk Hogan and to Kid Rock were on that fucking
Hulk Hogan ripping his little muscle tee open.
What the fuck?
But
we had back-to-back Obamas last night.
Yeah, but we're not joking about when I said it's the difference between 2024 and 1824.
Yeah,
it's like because they went the RNC was literally backward looking. White people should be running things. We need to make sure women get their bodies checked all the time. We need to track teenagers on their periods. And you just go, what the fuck happened? Like when did you guys spin out this hard?
Yeah.
You had Mitt Romney, John McCain. We were like, okay, I don't agree with him 100%. But I think what was the moment where just the RNC lost their shit? I think Sarah Palin was one of the moments. Sarah Palin was one of the big moments where you're like, oh, you guys don't care about who's good anymore. You don't care about who's competent anymore. It goes back because listen, if you have the balls to put Sarah Palin on in the second position in America to run one of the most powerful countries in the world, you're making a decision not based on competence and helping Americans. You're making a decision based on winning.
Now, some of the little ingredients of things, like obviously with Nixon was a little bit of the crime side of things.
He had a lot of larceny in him. Yes, he did.
But the incompetent part and the just shit show part of it, because they had Reagan, they had the Bushes, and they were competent, but they were more along the lines of
Reagan was
war hawks, a little bit of the criming. Deregulation, all of that stuff was.
But at least W and his dad was in charge of the CIA. These guys were in government. They understood how it should work. Now,
the competency was there.
Did they use it for their own gain with the oil and stuff?
Yes.
100%.
Yep.
Reagan actually dismantled our education system. I mean, you can go through, but let's say, I would take a Reagan now. Reagan actually, I think going back to Nixon and a lot of the Republicans, the best Republican they have ever had in our lifetime, or close to our lifetime, was Eisenhower. But Eisenhower would be considered a left-leaning Democrat right now.
He would be a radical lefty.
He would be a little more. He's almost more Bernie, and that's why we got Tim Walsh now, which is like they're going after. Here, I kind of talked about this today. Isn't it weird that they have so little on Kamala that they actually are going after the 24-year-old National Guard veteran who will fix your car, take you to the airport, and help you move?
Who is cultural war wise? He's very conservative.
Hunter,
family man, football coach. Football is very Americana conservative.
Was the first to back of the Gay Student Alliance because like, guys, you can't get bullied. You guys can't bully these kids. They're just being themselves.
Yeah.
But also the gun thing. He changed after Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
He was like, okay. And he doesn't stop using guns.
That's what I'm saying. He's still conservative. Hunting. He's very conservative.
He's just like, hey, we need some rules maybe so this doesn't happen. So kids aren't slaughtered in school. And it's funny because that's the kind of thing people go, you hate guns. No, I hate guns with no rules. Yeah. The Second Amendment does not get it well regulated. It's well regulated. Yep. And Tim Walz steps up to all of that. He's exactly what. I try to think about what do they have on the Democrats? What do they have? Let's see what do they have?
They're now saying that Kamala was a man.
Kamala was a man. Oh, they said Michelle Obama.
What?
That hit.
They say Michelle Obama was a man.
They said in 16. They said Kamal, a 16-year-old boy that moved here from England, it turned into Kamala Harris. I'm like, how did they slide that by?
They are so untrans. What is the weirdness?
This morning, I saw a guy put a funny thing. What he thought was a funny thing. He goes, "Man, I've really been working on my back." He goes, "I'm almost as big as Michelle Obama." And he actually showed a picture from behind. And I was like, I just wanted to,
It's sick.
It's sick.
Disgusting.
It's pathetic. It's low rent.
It's base. It offends multiple groups simultaneously. Yeah. And it's dumb. What lies at the heart of it is any powerful, successful woman must have been a man.
Right.
Michelle Obama was a man.
Right.
It actually makes me sick. Taylor Swift, if you go on X,
oh my God, she adjusted
what
her
do you
pack.
See in this video? Tell me what you see in those posts. It's always they're alluding that Taylor Swift or Beyonce is adjusting a penis.
But this is what I'm saying. So that's what they have.
Yep.
Let's go back a little further.
Okay.
Biden. They went after Biden for 3 years. Chinese bank accounts, man. He's doing business with the Chinese. They had investigative committees. They went after him like doing after Hillary's emails, which, by the way, they found nothing. And they went after Biden. Chinese businesses, Hunter Biden. And they finally had to bail on it. They actually, when's the last time you heard shit about Biden or Hunter? And this is before he's walked out of the race. They walked away from it because they went after him 1,000%. Not only did it not stick, they didn't have anything. So now they're going after Tim Walz. So, and I got an argument with someone I really in my family who I really love dearly, and he goes, I can't say it's a stolen valor. Well, stolen valor means you weren't in the military and you're going around, claiming that you were. He was. Yeah. He helped numerous disasters. He's a National Guard. My father was in the National Guard. I guess that doesn't really back up my whole argument. But my father was in that. He fought in the Watts riots. So as I said in one of my bits, for a long weekend once, he went like this. So, but Tim Walz did 24 years of service to the country. Got it. Then he ran for Congress. Got it. And I think that they're looking for something so hard. They can't just go, I'm not going to, just say this. I don't vote Democrat. Just say that. Yeah. Just say that. I don't vote Democrat. I don't appreciate democratic values. It's fine. Yeah. Tim Walz is a good man. He really is. Kamala Harris is so clean. They're going after Tim Walz. Again, the guy he's a Muppet. He's a Muppet. He's literally a Muppet.
It's what I've been saying all along is that all of their gripes, however thin they are, completely ignore who their own candidate is.
Yes.
They're attacking somebody about the characterization of military service, 24 years of military. Like, your guy drafted the Dodge 6 times? Dodge the draft. I'm having a bad day. I'm really trying to pull it together, and I promise
someone tried
to
run him over with a Dodge, and he had to also dodge.
There's just dumb people everywhere, and I have run into every one of them all at once today.
On NASCAR, you draft the Dodge.
Draft the Dodge. Dodge the draft. He did both because of alleged bone spurs.
So You have a guy that deferred 5 times. J.D. Vance having the balls to come out and go, do me a favor, look at what J.D. Vance did in the military.
Kamala slept her way to the top.
Slept her way to the top. Except she got elected. She slept with everybody. That's a lot.
But again, at the heart of that is a woman can't get anywhere without sleeping her way to the top. But who is your candidate? Do you care about that or not?
They don't, though. But
Dumb people. Okay, today I had to reschedule an MRI. And I get a lady who's, I don't know, but she talks like this. It sounded like Alabama.
Right.
And that was fine. But I start with, I need to reschedule. She asked me my zip code 5 times. I tell her. So then she schedules me in Ventura, California. And I go, I just told you I live here. I gave you my zip code. I'm in Los Angeles. It's on Ventura Boulevard. It's a street, not a city. Yeah. I can't go to the city. She puts me on hold for 5 minutes, comes back, has scheduled me in Santa Rosa. And I was like...
Northern California.
I don't know where that is.
By the way, guys, that's 350 miles from here.
Again, So I say, let me be very specific with you. I said, I want you to schedule me. I have claustrophobia because I have to go in the open machine or the wide machine for heavy people. And I say, I want you to schedule me at 18133 Ventura Boulevard, zip code 91356 in Tarzana. She goes away.
You're literally giving her longitude and latitude at this point.
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah, your GPS fucking coordinates.
She goes away. She comes back. Yeah, I'm sorry, you'll have to keep. She goes away. She comes back.
Wow.
10 minutes later, I've been on the phone 35 minutes at this point in traffic. She says, ma'am, I'm sorry, but the only availability that we have, we don't have that one. And so the only availability that we would have is at 18133 Ventura Boulevard in Tarzana.
No, you got to be kidding me.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
my God.
I want to bang my head against the table right now, and I
you
wasn't in this.
Made me hold that long for the place I asked for. That's what I asked you for, remember? And she goes, oh, I guess you did. She doesn't know what's going on. This is how bad it was. At the very end, she realizes she didn't put me in the open machine. And I go, you know what? It's fine. Just leave it. I said, because I have to go about my day. We've been on the phone for 45 minutes. And she goes, okay, ma'am. Now, I guess I just have a few remaining questionnaires.
We have gotten so dumb in America. Go ahead.
She has. I said, okay, ask me your questionnaires. And...
What kind of cable internet are you using today, darling?
And I thought...
Would you like to extend your warranty on this?
We sit here every week going, how do people vote for Trump? And I hung up with her and I thought, oh, right.
Yeah, okay. It's easy.
Well, I'm writing a bit about it for the next show. The conspiracy thing is pretty crazy. In fact, the stuff they come up with to justify his abhorrent behavior, like the guy's a horror show. I mean, across the board, do me a favor, give me one upside about Trump. One upside.
Their upside for them is that he does what they tell him to do and pretends he's a Christian and kills abortion rights.
Well, the other thing is like, the economy was so much better under Trump, right? Because they're conflating the costs pre-pandemic, right?
They don't understand.
Well, here's the thing. They were going after Biden about, all the cost of goods is higher, which is really corporate gouging.
Well, not just that, also the supply chain had to get going. People, they had to spend so much money to get shit here.
But really, at this point, they could stop.
The corporate conglomerates got together,
continued it, yes,
and tacked on and kept going and kept raising prices.
See how far
on
they could
purpose
go.
to push it.
Of course.
So Kamala comes out with her an economic policy, which is to go after these corporate gouging things, and then they turn around and
put Trump in front of Cheerios.
in front of Cheerios, and then he has the balls to like a man of the people. I haven't seen Cheerios in a long time.
Look at the Tic Tacs. This one.
He actually had props. It was like, it's so embarrassing. Yeah. And you guys, if you didn't watch, it was our last night, the Obama speak. Holy shit. And they're funny. And Michelle Obama, the quote, they hit with truth, and it was like, oh, and inspiring and hopeful. And really, I mean, Obama talked about how embarrassingly childish he is with his little nicknames. And then he goes, and all he cares about is crowd size. And then his hands get closer together. And then he looks at his own hands as though he's surprised. And like,
small Trump. It was like
He's a comic.
I'm like,
He's
he
good.
said Trump had a small dick in the coolest way anybody's ever said it. It was crazy. And I watched both of them. And again, I'll say it over and over again. Michelle Obama is obviously the president of America because she inspires, and the speech, people go watch it. After you hear about the carnage, American carnage, and all this stuff from the Republicans, and this country's falling apart. We're not going to have a country left. And they're like, and then they cut to the audience, and it's us, it's white people, black people, to the nosebleeds, 2 arenas. There was, because Kamala was speaking in, she was in Milwaukee, and they were wherever she was speaking.
Oh, Doug Emhoff too.
She was speaking somewhere else. She was speaking somewhere else, and so they had 2 arenas full. This
was like Live Aid. Like they had one in England and one in
exactly. She filled an arena, and then the Chicago arena was filled last night, and then Obama came in, and Obama. I remember we lived through history. People don't get it. There's still so much racism in this country, but we elected the first black president, and he was great.
She said, who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
And the way she said it, she did a little bit. She did on that.
What was the other thing she said? They really talked about the anger and the chaos and the fear stoking.
And then he said, he goes, you're going to like this guy again? He goes, we all know in every movie we've ever liked, the sequel is way worse.
She said also that, speaking about Kamala Harris, she understands that most of us will never be afforded the grace of failing forward. We will never benefit from the affirmative action of generational wealth.
Yeah.
Ooh,
bam.
Shit.
Now, the problem with that sentence is that the woman you just talked to on the phone is not going to understand what that means.
Yeah.
It's not affirmative action. No. So here, let's explain it. So when you have a lot of money and you go to Yale, whatever, and you become very wealthy, what ends up happening is when your kids grow up, they call Yale. Your dad calls Yale and go, hey, I'm a legacy. Can we get him in? Yeah. And his grades, he's been addicted to cocaine and he's stolen cars and he's really a piece of shit. Can we get him in? Sure. So that's the affirmative action of the wealthy, and it happens all the time. Like the Tituses, we don't have any of that. We've never had any of that. Again,
they actually have separate programs at those Ivy League schools
for
the wealthy kids that aren't.
That's
smart.
affirmative
I've heard
action.
about that.
That's private for affirmative action.
But they don't call it that.
No.
She also said this was when we were we were cheering. She said, talking about Trump, his limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of 2 hardworking, highly educated, successful people who happened to be black. We were like,
it got so shady. I was like, the lights on in here still? Because this arena is shady.
The thing that's like super obnoxious to me is that CNN fact checked. Like they fact checked the RNC, and it was like it was crazy. Like every line Trump said, I think it was like 192. So they do their fact check last night. Here's how like pathetic it is. There's like 3 things, but it says, so Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, right. J.B. Pritzker, he made the comment that Donald told us to inject bleach. Remember?
Right,
and when he said that, I was like, I wish they'd stop saying bleach.
It's disinfectant. He said disinfectant. Which covers
CNN
many things.
Goes, facts first. Pritzker's claim is misleading. Trump never portrayed his ill-informed 2020 musings about the possibility of using disinfectant to treat COVID-19 as actual advice. Rather, Trump was talking about the possibility of scientists testing the possibility of using disinfectant as treatment.
CNN went, how do you twist yourself?
How many times they
had to twist themselves up? He said it. We watched him on TV say, maybe you could inject bleach. That would maybe do it for like a cleaning.
This is going to take you guys back.
Oh, man.
So supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just a very powerful light. And I think you said that hasn't been checked because of the testing. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. I see the disinfectant knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning?
So it turns out he said he should inject disinfectant.
That's correct.
So you just read what he actually said. So CNN is full of shit, as always.
Yeah. I don't get it.
I do. CNN got purchased by a right-wing billionaire, and the second they got fired, Don Lemon got fired. Everybody who's leaning hard left got fired. I watched people like Jim Acosta and people that I respected change the way they colored things.
They've become Trump apologists.
Well, but the media is so full of shit. I mean, and listen, this is the one thing I can agree on both sides recently. So I was watching last night, and I want to point out something about Donald Trump. Here's why. You know why Donald Trump is so angry? I watched people honor Joe Biden the last couple of days.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about the bullshit of that too. But I want to talk about Trump will never be loved that much. He will never be appreciated that much. He will never be that competent. He will never be that fierce. He will never be that upstanding. He'll never have that kind of integrity. He'll never have and that empathy, that sympathy.
The love that they have. She introduced Barack, your 44th president of the United States, and the love of my life. It was like, and then Doug Emhoff's son brought him up
and then forgot to say his last
Well, she
name.
added it, but you could see she was like, but she loved, they're so familiar.
Right.
And they had a whole moment together before he went to the podium, and Doug Emhoff's son introduced him. And it was just, there was so much love and joking and light silliness that
watch Doug Emhoff speech. You'll really get what that family's like. And here's the thing. When you see Trump's family doesn't show up, they're not there. His wife will not go where he is.
Or she's smacking his hand away.
She's smacking his hand away, won't look at him, tells him to get out. He goes to get in the car with her, say goodbye. She slams the door on him and pushes him away. So you've got these people who have loving families. And when I see that, and I see Walz and his wife, and I see Biden and his wife and Jill, I always go, those people give a shit about each other, which means they'll probably give a shit about us.
Yes.
And they're funny.
It's indicative of who they
and
are.
They're funny. That's why
they're humans.
That's why.
Okay.
You all right? Did you get it?
Oh,
you got
tiny bit. Hi.
Hi.
But they're funny. You're right, and they're funny. If we've had a bad day, this is a bad day.
It's a weird day.
This is a bad day. But they're
Don't
funny.
have bad days again. This episode brought to you by Harry's, one of our all-time favorite companies.
Oh, again, Phil.
Did you do it today?
No,
last night.
Yesterday.
Wow. Harry's, I feel like we're talking about overpaying for stuff, which happens a lot right now, and that's why I don't know how they continue
the one
to
company
have
that didn't
the best quality products for the lowest prices. And I always go to their website because we use so much of their stuff and expect it to have cranked up or whatever. And it hasn't. It's insane prices for insane sizes of great products. So our shower is like a Harry's factory
for insane quality.
It definitely is definitely a Harry's display. Our bathroom is a Harry's display.
Harry's would be very proud if they saw under his sink, and that's not a euphemism. And also under his sink as a euphemism is also squeaky clean.
I got to shave under my sink.
So let's just start with the basics and then we'll tell you what we use. But that's why Harry's was started, was because they were tired of seeing people getting crap and paying stupid prices and waiting for a manager with a key to come unlock.
You got to take the bike lock off the razors.
And so they wanted to give you better value for lower prices, which they have accomplished. So you start with the starter set. So you get German engineered blades made in their own factory that stay sharp longer. Can confirm those blades last forever.
Still going. Since I started here.
My one at the cabin, I left there months ago and I used it forever then. And I didn't even take razors with me because I had that one still on the handle, and that's what I used.
My one antique still going.
I go so long with it. At one point, I'm like it'll just tug a little bit, like after months and months. I'm like, I change it. Then you change it and you realize, you can schedule your delivery refills too, and that's customizable, like length or time or how much or whatever. I highly recommend doing that because what will happen to us will happen to you, and you will not realize, and you will use the last one, and it is like pure panic. It is. I actually overnighted blades. I was like, nah. So you get five blade razor, weighted handle, foaming shave gel, and a travel cover
in that starter set. You get that all for just $3 at harrys.com/bombshell.
Say it again.
Harrys.com/bombshell for $3.
And here's the thing. We have to start all kind of networking in a sense of everybody who knows a company that doesn't raise their prices. Anybody who knows a company that hasn't continued to decide to jump on the we have a shot to screw everybody. Let's screw them. Mm-hmm. Please let us know, because we're going to let them know. Harry's, this is like from we started 6 years ago with them.
Those are 1970s prices.
And you can
$3.
$3.
And it's so good.
Yeah.
It's not crap. So
also, their soap. I got their soap today, using their bar soap, and I noticed it lathers so good. And I'm thinking, wow, this soap lathers better than other soap.
And the soap bar lasts longer.
Oh, it's because so you can use it to shave with. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So guys, go to Harry's.
You get the foaming shave gel in the travel set though, and I love that stuff. So stop getting ripped off with Harry's. You can get a shave that's a cut above the rest. Get started with that $13 trial set for just $3 at harrys.com/bombshell for your $3 trial set. Hair paste, hairspray.
I have so many hairspray.
Body wash, 2-in-1 shampoo.
Dandruff shampoo, anti-dandruff shampoo. I have 3 different body washes. I have
the Winston handle, the metal one, and I have the regular one because it's lighter for travel.
Can I also point this out? Like so the reason I stock up, people are always like, why you stock up? I go, because I go to stores to look for it and they don't have it.
Yeah.
It's gone. It's like shampoo and then a blank section of Harry stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's how good it is.
They have a ton of deodorant. We use the deodorant. So go check out Harry's. We love them.
So I want to get back to the media. So I'm watching this with Biden, and they're going, he's the greatest president because he was willing to step aside and pass the torch. And I want to stop all of these people from Katie Tur all the way down to Nancy Pelosi. You guys took a baseball bat to this man's legacy to get him to quit.
Let's rewind the fucking tape.
Yeah, exactly.
Assholes.
Including Rachel Maddow, everybody went after this guy. There's 3 people that I noticed that didn't. Besides, but in media, Lawrence O'Donnell kept going, what are you guys doing? Joy Reid was like, this guy took over when we had a once in 100-year pandemic and fixed it.
Yeah.
And then you got Katie Fang, who basically was like, I don't understand what you guys are doing. This guy's awesome. Now, the B side is he's 81. We saw him in the debate. We saw him coming apart. But I'll give the guy one debate because his speech the other night was amazing. What I don't like is the way the Democrats do it too. They fucking rewrite history. No one's come out and go, none of us wanted to get him out, but we had to. And Pelosi orchestrated it.
Joy Reid called people out on that.
Yeah, Pelosi orchestrated it. Pelosi's kind of scary. Pelosi in a different with maybe 20% bad attitude becomes a Sith Lord. She's pretty powerful. I didn't really get it. So that people are always mad about Pelosi, but Pelosi knows how.
Rich too.
She's 150 million. She's really rich, and she knows how it works. She really knows.
Rich.
Yeah,
she got rich. Yeah, because
through fucking insider trading.
You know what I think? I think that all the assistants should be able to buy stock too. Trust me, go to some of the stock tracking places and find it because they have to announce what they buy. Go find it. Go just follow Nancy Pelosi stock picks. You'll be fine. What bothers me the most is no one has come out and go, we made Joe quit. We did it. It was the right thing, as you can see from polls. I'm not going to say they were wrong, but I'm going to say the way they did it was so shitty. And to his credit, Biden was like, someone obviously sat him down eventually. She's thinking since it was Barack that went in and went, look, there's
some noise about that, right?
Yeah.
Like Judicial Watch is saying they're going to FOIA something to find out what Barack Obama said to Joe Biden about leaving the campaign. Like there's noise. I don't know if any of it has any validity to it. But.
Listen, I'm not dumb enough to go, Joe Biden's 81. He should continue to be president. He should, but I am having enough integrity to go, this man saved our ass. People don't
his record speaks for itself. Yeah.
January, he got inaugurated on the 20th. January 6th, they were breaking, there was still boards up at the Capitol when this guy got
78 at the time.
Yeah. And he took over, and we were like 2 weeks later, we were in a garage getting vaccinated. We were like he fixed it. The supply chain got fixed. There was 150 ships off the coast of Long Beach, couldn't get their shit off. The people forget the stores were empty. There was 5,000 a day dying. We were stacking bodies in refrigerator trucks. And this man who had 50 years of experience stuck and go, all right, here's what we're going to do. Someone said today that the reason she's going to be a great president because Biden has a portfolio that he carries of all the stuff that needs to get done. And he meets with the people. He figures out, okay, here's what we're doing here. Here's what we're doing here. He's really, really, really a really fucking good manager.
Yeah.
And he's managing the United States. Yeah. So when these guys went after him, and I get it now. Now they're saying, oh, he's great. His legacy is phenomenal. The man got his one term. He got 2 terms as VP, and people forget how much experience he has in government. He saw it when it worked, and he saw when it didn't, and he made it work. I really feel bad that he got so backhanded by his own party. And now they're claiming that, no, he's the greatest ever.
Yeah, they're just heaping praise on him after. Now that he's not a threat.
It's a little Pontius Pilate. It's a little bit. It's a little bit like, no, Jesus was where?
RFK is going to make a speech in Phoenix on Friday. He's considering whether to drop out and endorse former President Donald Trump. The campaign said Kennedy will address the nation, but I don't know if you can say that when you're polling it.
Wow, how do you shoot JFK and Bobby twice?
Well,
he's assassinating him again. Jesus, really?
Comes days after his running mate, Nicole Shanahan, said in an interview on a podcast that they're deciding whether to join forces with Trump to prevent the risk of Vice President Kamala Harris winning this election. Trump, coincidentally, is holding a rally in Phoenix on Friday night. So I don't think that that's a coincidence that they're in the same town. And I would not be surprised if he didn't walk out with him. I love that
can they define the risk? What is the risk?
It's a risk to Trump. He's going to jail. Yeah. She's a prosecutor, and she's relentless.
It's a risk that the Republican Party is going to be diminished again.
100%. Well,
the Project 2025 is not going to happen.
How do you diminish yourself worse? I mean, if you look at, I'll go back to the conventions. At one point during the RNC, the biggest, largest man I've ever seen walked on stage with a bulldog and put the bulldog in a chair and stood there talking. It was the oddest. It was the weirdest shit I've ever seen. You know what he needed?
He needed AG1 because he was not healthy, not at all. This episode brought to you by AG1.
I mean, you're just the
put a big auditorium behind you.
She's so good. She's so good at advertising.
Fuel your body with Whole Foods, but it's hard. It's hard. And we're like, all 3 of us are on a journey right now with what we're eating and how we're doing. And it's hard to get all of the nutrients and stuff that your body needs. And everybody, I think, ends up with nutrient gaps unless you use AG1. It's the easiest way to fill those gaps. You have it whenever you like. I like it. It's hard. I like it in the morning and I put it in a smoothie, but also I love it right before a workout because I get energy from it. And I like that it's not like a caffeine pre-workout drink or something. I also
like how easy it is. Like you just like a glass of water, boom, 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 and it doesn't taste bad. Like again, all this stuff that we used to take all this green stuff that was like, oh God, you have to get ready for it.
Yeah. Well, you have to take all those vitamins. Because that's what this replaces.
And then you pee them out.
Yeah.
Probiotics, prebiotics, you don't have to take. Whole food sourced superfoods. It has adaptogens, vitamins, minerals. It's a foundational nutritional support that delivers daily nutrients, but also improves your gut health. It gives you gut support.
I can clarify with you.
I feel like, and everybody has issues with in this modern society. And this one is backed by multiple research studies that you can go and read, which is kind of awesome. And they reformulate it as they find new things and tweak it and add stuff.
They keep making it better.
Because they're researching what they're doing. Yeah. I love that they made us try it for a month because they knew that we would love it. Before we did the ad. And I would say go on their website, read all of the 75 plus things that are in this one little scoop, and you will be sold. That's what I would tell you to do.
You'll be sold not on that, but like, look, there's a lot of stuff that advertisers put out, and there's a lot of stuff that you read, and you can convince yourself something works. Here's what I know. I do AG1. I have a sense within an hour. I have a real sense of well-being. All the stuff that there's all this kind of stuff we're missing in daily society, and AG1 replaces it. It's again, guys, you have to remember, we only advertise the products we use, and AG1 is awesome.
In a research study, it was shown to double the amount of healthy bacteria in the gut. So you can't go wrong. If there's one product we trust to support our whole body health, it's AG1. That's why we partner with them. It's easy and satisfying to start your journey with AG1. Try it. You'll get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2. It's a dropper bottle. You just drop in the shaker thing. And you'll also get 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/Titus. That's drinkag1.com/
Titus.
Check it out.
I talked a lot in the Armageddon update about how they keep talking about immigration. Well, and she was the czar, and well, there was no one called her the czar. That never happened. She was put in charge of some economic programs for some of the third world countries that she actually did change, and literally the immigrant influx from those countries dropped by 50%. So she did do her job. That being said,
it wasn't the Mexico-United States border.
No, it was Venezuela. Right. She got involved.
They don't know what they're talking about.
They don't know what they're talking about.
And she did submit that report.
Right. And it made a difference. And she made some moves.
And then you guys made up a nickname, and then you all say the fake nickname, Borders are, and then I think you're dumb.
Venezuela might as well be Ventura to them.
Because,
they have no idea.
Sheila today thought my next scheduling was in Venezuela.
But that's what happens is so when you start to analyze and you dig deep into it, you realize they really don't have anything. They really don't have anything. When she took over as the Attorney General of San Francisco, right? It was Attorney General?
She was
California.
The DA
District
in
Attorney.
San Francisco, and then she was AG of California.
She cold cases. They had 75 homicide cold cases, and she cleared 27 of them in her first year, and then I think 77 by the time she was out. Then she won the election for that. Then she won the election for the AG of California. Then she won the election to Senate. And people go, she slept over to the top. She slept with all the voters. She slept with all the voters. She slept with everybody. All right, I'll vote for you.
Doug Emhoff told the story of their first date,
so funny.
And about the first voicemail that he left her. Hey. This is Doug. It's like, and I guess she saved that voicemail and plays it every year on their anniversary.
Dude, it's okay.
They're like real people, like funny, loving, happy people. And you don't realize how starved we've been for that, you know?
It's like,
instead of fuck Christmas.
Yeah, the email the voicemail he left is, you remember the Swingers, that scene with when he's on the phone leaving that message for that girl? It's kind of like that. And he tells a story. And then his kid talked about them. And that's what I got. I got that you don't see Junior getting up and talking about Trump like that. Tiffany, I watched Tiffany during the RNC. Tiffany Trump. She walks. So Trump's here. Right? He's on the stage. His family's walking past him, like parading past him. Tiffany looks at him and she smiles at him, and he turns away from her, and she drops her head and walks off the stage. And I was like, how why did
he hate her?
Because his Marla Maples was her mom.
I know, but is that who said that he raped her?
Marla Maples, no. But Marla Maples can't stand
That was the first one. Ivana said he raped her.
Yes, Ivana said he raped her.
Then she dropped it and took a cash settlement.
And then who's it? No, Ivana, no. He was another one.
They're all from different people.
All I know is one of them's buried on his golf course, which is the weirdest.
Ivana.
Weird. It's weird. You buried your wife on your golf course. That's fucking weird.
So he could get a tax break.
Yep.
No, it turns it into, but
that is your backyard. That's effectively your backyard.
That's not weird. It's genius. You should all bury your people.
I just don't understand
bury
why
your people
he
on your
hates
golf
her.
course.
Obviously, we know why he likes Ivanka the best because he's said it. But I don't.
Perhaps I'd be dating her.
Talks about her boobs. Like, he's just disgusting. But you watch them all walk out, and they walk like he did. Was it NATO or it was some summit in Europe where he's got his chest out and he pushes world leaders to the side? That's how they all walk out. They're not there for him. They're like getting to the cameras and the audience and stuff.
That was
they're all narcissists.
He pushed someone aside. That's such
a couple of them. He pushed each of them.
It's so Mussolini. He pushed him aside and he fixes his jacket, looks around. You preening freak.
But that's my point being.
You lift wearing.
My point being, that's how those Junior and Eric and Eric's Laura Trump, that's how they all walk out.
But how do these people think, and we've asked this again, how do these people who say they're struggling with food prices back that guy? Food prices were better during him. No, there was no food. Do you guys remember the stores were empty?
Yeah, there was no food prices because there was no fucking food.
Yeah, there was food.
Actually, it started getting more expensive because there was no availability.
Right. So people cleared it out. They raised
staying
prices.
awake till 2 a.m. to order food on Amazon.
Because that guy was. And let's go before that. Even before that, the economy. Obama dropped Trump at 3.6% unemployment rate. By the time Trump let it go up to, it was like 3.8, and then minority unemployment went up. Obama went from 16.8% to 16.8 to 7.8%.
This is riveting.
No, I'm just saying that. But they make shit up.
Yeah.
He's getting them that goes, we had the best economy of any economy in the history of America.
Yeah.
By no measure, by zero measures, none. You did that.
They are barely paying attention, and they only just hear a couple little sound bites of something, and that appeals to them. Like, the whole thing, like, he speaks his mind. They'll just take that one thing, or they'll hear him go.
So did Manson. Manson also spoke his mind.
He's tough. Whatever. They'll just hear that and then just
he
go about
wears
their day.
lifts in his shoes and makeup.
Yeah.
He today reacted to the Obamas. So another racist dog whistle.
I couldn't wait.
Another racist dog whistle is him always saying Barack Hussein Obama. He always has to say Hussein. He's so petty and nasty. It's disgusting. But anyway, Kamala. So he said, did you see Barack Hussein Obama last night? He was taking shots at your president. And so was Michelle. He's in North Carolina. This was today. They always say, sir, please stick to policy. Don't get personal. But they're getting personal all night long, these people. Do I still have to stick to policy? Sir, you must stick to policy. He's doing sing-song voice to make fun of his aides. You'll win it on the border. You'll win it on inflation. You'll win it with your great military that you built.
Space Force.
We had a okay.
Because that was a big thing. We kept getting invaded because we had no military.
Yeah, we had no military. And
what the fuck is he talking about?
They stormed the ramparts and the airports.
Remember the Continental Army took over the airports, and that stopped because of Trump.
Yeah.
That no more the Continental Army did not have to attack an airport under Trump.
Captain Bunspurs.
Well, I said to him last night, we remember what happened the first time Obama made a joke about him and laughed.
Yeah.
That got us in a world of shit. He can't stand it. So
Obama.
At the White House.
Let's put that little clip. Let's put the little clip. What right here? What Obama said about crowd size. And here you go.
The crazy conspiracy theories. This weird obsession with crowd sizes.
Wow. We laughed so hard. I was, I'm a comic, so I'm like, I'll go, that's funny. But rarely do I burst out laughing.
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard because it's great. Michelle Obama, remember, she's the one who said, if they go low, we go high. I was like, I told her, I go, she didn't go as high as she usually goes in this speech.
I thought she kept it classy.
She kept it classy.
She
100%.
just
It reminded me of mom.
Yes,
it reminded me of mom.
And sometimes the truth hurts, especially when it comes to Donald Trump. I mean, that's the truth. There's a lot more she could have said.
We've been saying this for years, though, that the Democrats have got to punch back. They got to get.
Well, that's what I've been saying. They finally did.
Fucking let's go.
Yeah.
Enough of their
looks
horseshit.
Like he's speaking from behind a cage of bulletproof glass.
Yeah, he is. No, he is that now. They have bulletproof glass on him now. He got approved for a little cage of bulletproof glass, so he's now a
little cage.
Yeah, he's now in basically a rapist aquarium. Basically, it's a rapist aquarium. That's what it is.
Oh, look, there's the
there's the rapist.
If the world is stressing you out, you need CB Distillery. That's what I recommend to you. If you have a medicine cabinet that is crammed full of crap that you're taking to try and help with your stress or your pain or your sleep.
Yep.
And it's not working, which often it doesn't, or it leaves you feeling like hungover.
Or there's a side effect that you're like, what is that?
That's how it was for us before we first started using CBD distillery.
Yeah.
CBD distillery.
CBD distillery.
I know, but it's actually CB distillery.
Oh, CBD.
So I feel like you got to hit it just
CBD
right.
distillery. CBD Distillery. There you go.
I don't know if that's the way, but
That's close.
they have targeted formulations that's made from the highest quality, clean ingredients. It's no fluff, no weird fillers, just pure, highly effective CBD solutions that are created to help support you with your health. In 2 non-clinical surveys, 81% of customers experience more calm. Need that, especially these days. 80% said CBD helped with pain after physical activity. Can confirm. And an impressive 90% said that they slept better with CBD. Can also 100% confirm that. So if you have a health concern and you haven't found relief, I tell you, you should go try CB Distillery. They have over 2 million customers and they have a solid 100% money back guarantee, which you guys know that I love. It means they stand behind their product.
These are gummies.
They have all different products. So it's the ones on our smoothie shelf, all that stuff. The stuff that you're taking at night that's in your nightstand. Yeah, he doesn't know what he takes.
But also in the morning, I'm like, this is really good. Then then an hour later, I'm not mad when she says something mean to me, and I'm like, oh, I must be having it. I must have some CBD today.
Everybody knows who's mean. He doesn't know what he takes because I will literally hand him things and he'll take it, or a dropper, and like a baby bird, and then after
Save
he'll
this
say,
for the case when I
after he'll say, what did I just take? And I'll tell CB Distillery, whatever. He doesn't ever. It's the oddest thing. So
I trust you with all my heart.
Good. So 100% money back guarantee. Go to cbdistillery.com. Use promo code Titus. You'll get 20% off. That's cbdistillery.com, code Titus. And do you guys know how to spell distillery? CBDISTILLERY. I don't know.
There you go.
They don't spell it out, but I just think, I don't know. After talking to Sheila today, I'm not feeling good for the human race. Promo code Titus.
Don't assume.
It does really help.
I will say this:
sleep.
after last night, I do feel good about the human race. There was to have that and what Obama was saying about Trump's crowd size was so accurate, because, and then they showed some JD Vance's can't fill like a school auditorium. It's crazy. And then you watch that there's something happening that feels like it was happening in 2008 with Obama, where I feel like, we have good people again, a good family who doesn't have any bad stuff about them. We've got Walls, who's a good dude. You know, the two things they have, they're talking about. He said something about, when I carried weapons in war, and he was, he wasn't in war. They're like, he wasn't in war, and he was a master command sergeant. Well, he was doing the job. So I talked to.
That doesn't sound right at all.
Okay, I figured it out. So they're saying that he wasn't,
those words,
but he was actually doing the job. He just hadn't taken the training yet, so he didn't get the pay. But they had put him in charge of it. And I talked to my niece yesterday, who's a Marine, and she goes, they do that all the time.
She goes, that's very common.
Yeah, you don't get the job, but you're doing the job. That happens all the time. So it's such a gray area. It's not even like he's definitely not a rapist. He definitely didn't plan January 6th.
No, but she said that, yes, that would be what he said he was or did. She said
that's what he was doing.
Yes, but maybe if they went and dug his paperwork, they'd be like, well, he never had that training. But that's what he was known as and what he did.
Because he had 24 years in.
She's very Dennis about military stuff. So we were like, okay. So
but like you said, they're looking. Here's what they're not doing. Their guy, the right wing's guy, Trump, JD Vance, and all the way down to Jim Jordan, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Boebert. They're all a bunch of fucks. I mean, excuse my language, but Jesus, it is like she got a GED. She didn't graduate high school. She was jerking a dude off in a theater. Marjorie Taylor Greene can't do a pull up. What is that thing she's doing? The CrossFit shit, whatever it is.
He was a command sergeant major, 1st Battalion, 125th Field Artillery Regiment. Battle or war. He was in Operation Enduring Freedom. He has an Army Commendation Medal,
right?
2 Army Achievement Medals, and a National Defense Service Medal.
He also stayed
24 years.
4 years. After 2 decades, you're eligible to retire.
He also stayed up when his kids were out at a party and made sure your kids were safe. Then your kids came home drunk and he drove your kids home. That's who Tim Walz is. So my point is this, is that they're looking for anything.
You should ask that person that was arguing with you about all those medals then.
Right. Oh, he dismissed it. He was kind of like, well, yeah, everybody gets stuff like that. I'm like, what are you talking? No, they don't. I don't. I didn't. No one sent me my medals. and I've done second show Friday. So
God.
Mike, wait. My question is this: they need something, anything, to not vote for the good people because their guy is so bad. Do you notice what you don't hear? You don't hear any honest things that Trump did. Infrastructure, said he was going to do it. We had infrastructure week for 4 years, never happened. Healthcare plan, it's coming in 2 weeks. None of it happened. The only thing he did was give rich people more money. And Michelle Obama said something that last night, and I kind of paraphrased it in the Armageddon update, is like, if we all do better, we all do better.
Yeah.
And
that's a Democrat.
If we all get richer,
Yes.
we all get richer. If we all go to school, if we all go have college, we all get smarter, and then we all get smarter.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this weird thing that builds on a group, and these assholes are like, no, I want mine.
It's like the whole right is run by like short-term, venture capitalists.
Short-term me.
They just want right now. It's no long-term sort of. Let's look out for everybody. Let's lift all the boats so everybody can benefit.
Because that's a better country.
Yeah.
That's a motherfucker of a country. And
that's a better economy. That's a better everything.
But if everybody's doing well, when someone does fall down, we're all doing well enough to help. Like I like, and by the way, I used to be a Republican. This has got me to a place where I'm like, when you see how it works and you go through the history of Democrats versus Republicans, it's really obvious that the Democrats, listen, a lot of people say, oh, you're liberal. No, I make more money. I've said this over and over. Yeah. I make more money when Democrats are in charge. Yeah. I just do. So do you.
Yeah.
Also, this immigrant thing is like, guys, do you understand that like half of our food is produced by these people that come across and work in the fields that no white person will work in? Mm-hmm. Like no American-born person who went to college and lived life is going out in the field in 100-degree heat and picking fruit.
I don't know why they cling to this party in its current state. I don't know. I don't understand why
Everybody needs a bad guy.
They're going after. They're just trying to dig up something. And you're right. They got absolutely nothing.
And they got nothing.
And they're just trying to throw something at the wall.
Let's talk about the DNC a little. DNC is kind of exciting.
But here's the thing. Here's what I know. If I'm thinking it, everybody's thinking it, and we still don't get it. But man, now Rachel's going to say some stuff.
They just go on and on. I wait for a break and it never comes.
No, I think it's no, but they can't.
As Tim Walz prepares to take the stage tonight, super exciting. Who's going to be there? 48 Republican members of Congress, I'm sure MAGA members, accuse him of abandoning his fellow National Guard members. So that's the new narrative. We have Stevie Wonder. Keenan Thompson from SNL is going to do a sketch about Project 2025.
Wait. He spent 24 years in it and he abandoned his
guys. 24 years. That is a long.
So he went 4 years past retirement. Is this what we got? Is there a
John
meeting?
Legend, Maren Morris, Pink is performing tomorrow night. Bill Clinton is speaking tonight, I believe. Stevie Wonder, come on. He was doing sound check an hour ago. Also, so Bill Clinton, Pelosi's going to speak. Here's the other thing. So Trump is bitching in North Carolina. He says that they talked more about him than policy. JD Vance has now done a speech and said that it is probably hurt feelings between the Biden and Obama wings of the Democratic Party that caused Kamala to not be there last night. See how they make shit up? And
hold on. She was in a packed arena giving a speech.
She's in the other arena, motherfucker.
She was in the other sold-out arena.
And doing appearances. Like
then they brought her in on video. Yeah.
She's at Carnegie Hall / Wimbledon.
They had 2 arenas packed and they had to zoom her ass in. What are you talking about?
He did say that they were gifted speakers who can drive a message. JD Vance did. But he said the reason she wasn't there is because of the whole Obama's pushing Biden out. And he said, I think that there are enough people who are a little creeped out that the president of the United States was forced out of office by Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama, and a few billionaires. That's weird. So now they're like, supporting Biden. We feel so bad.
It was a coup. They called it a coup.
It's a coup.
How dare you guys do something?
But here,
that was something.
Can I say something after his speech then? Okay, all right. Let's address this. Let's fucking address this. Joe Biden, who's been in politics for 50 years, understands that when this comes down, when Pelosi goes and they mobilize, all right, this was he's pragmatic enough to go, oh, this is happening. And part of him probably went, I'm 81. And I know damn well his wife was like, you know what?
Yes.
Fuck these people. Fine. They want you out. Let's
and then he had COVID.
Yeah.
Remember at that time?
But do you also remember? Yeah, and he had COVID during
Yes,
that
he was like,
debate.
okay.
Do you also remember that when he did announce, literally 20 minutes later, he said Kamala Harris needs to be VP because Nancy Pelosi was talking about she wanted an open convention, and so Biden did bring the hammer.
Yes.
He's like, okay, all right, you gonna fuck with me?
J.D. Vance says he thinks that it's a threat to democracy much more than anything Donald Trump has ever done. I don't know.
You mean the actual threat to democracy
But
where he attacked the Capitol and tried to kill his vice
I don't
president?
know if that's the right messaging.
Where he said he wanted to be a dictator. He wanted to be a dictator.
But also, he's acknowledging in that sentence that Donald Trump has done multiple things to threaten democracy.
He called him
didn't
Hitler.
Say he hasn't. He said it's more than what he did.
An 81-year-old man stepping down and handing the reins to the first female black possible president is against democracy. It's probably the most democratic thing anybody's ever done.
Reporters
In the
asked
Statue of Liberty
Biden
running.
about Trump calling it a coup, and all Biden said was, "I believe his stability is in question." That's all he said. Chicago police and FBI are now investigating if maggots were placed intentionally into food at a DNC related breakfast at the Fairmont. Whole investigation going on. Multiple unknown female offenders are alleged to have entered a building at the Fairmont and placing unknown objects onto tables containing food. That sounds about right, doesn't it? That's a MAGA. That's sort of their...
You just can't watch Fight Club too many times. You just cannot watch Fight Club too many times. You start to get... But do you see... And my biggest fear about all of this is that I believe what's going to happen is this. It is going to be an overwhelming victory for Kamala. We have a lot of work to do. Everybody's got to get behind it. Listen, guys. I have said this my whole life. I want the best person to win. I want the person that's gonna take my taxes and do stuff for me. And here's what people don't quite get. All this taxes we pay, do you know that's your money, people? It's fucking your money. So I want the crew that's gonna actually use it for me.
Take our money.
Yeah. I'm giving you my money.
You're going to spend our money.
You're going to spend our money on
our
us.
stuff.
Right.
Yes.
Or you're going to give it to guys who already have more money they can spend in 5 lifetimes. Yeah. So the crew that's going to take my money and go, we're going to give you healthcare because, I know it's impossible to figure out because only 32 out of 33 industrialized countries have figured it out. For some reason, we just can't fucking unlock it. But let's do that. And so it's your money. So vote for who's spending your money right. You want to spend. And here another thing, healthcare. I don't want fucking. I don't want to make my own death camps. Well, guys, if everybody has healthcare, what ends up happening is we live longer. If we live longer, we pay taxes a little bit longer. We have better lives. By the way, we also get to our kids are healthier. If we're healthier, we make more money longer. We live better lives. I don't understand.
It's cheaper. And it's
actually
cheaper.
It is cheaper
than what we're paying now.
Right.
Tonight is going to focus on January 6th, in between Stevie Wonder and John Legend and Maren Morris.
Good.
It's so Obama's inauguration versus Trump's.
Yeah.
Like Springsteen, Beyonce, and then monkeys with plates on sticks.
And a 16-year-old with a baton.
The baton
and then
girls.
empty. Do you remember all the empty seats they kept where the parade was
Brutal.
going past?
Episode brought to you by Miracle Made. When you're doing that good sleeping that we were just talking about, highly recommend that you do it on Miracle Made sheets. It's if you have a body temperature regulating problem, I highly recommend these. They get it. I'm hot. I've always been very hot. Our first dating week, he still reminds me that I whined, I'm hot, when I woke up, but it was hot.
I like that you called it our first dating week. The first time we were naked together, the next morning, next morning I snuggled up to him. She goes, I'm hot.
We had been dating for some time, but it was the first time we actually spent time.
This started awesome.
Whatever. Anyway, they have, especially it's so freaking hot outside still. Yep. So I remember when August used to be the month that would start to cool off. These sheets have self-cooling properties to give you better quality sleep. They have silver-infused fabrics that were inspired by NASA. So they're thermoregulating, designed to help keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, no matter what the weather is. They're self-cleaning, my favorite part.
Bacteria, yep.
I love this. Because they're infused with silver, they help prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer
it's a good thing
than other sheets. No, I know, but the idea that before we had this, we weren't. And that's what you need for your 13-year-old.
I'd like to get naked with you and cause some bacterial growth. Let's
comfort
do
and
this.
quality, they're luxuriously comfortable, but they don't have that insane price tag that a lot of luxury brands have.
I like them.
Designed for your skin because you're not sleeping on bacteria, which clogs your pores, causes breakouts and acne. You're sleeping cleaner with Miracle. That's kind of my favorite part of this whole company. So go to trymiracle.com/Titus. Try Miracle Made sheets today. And if you're buying them for yourself or as a gift, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use the promo code Titus at checkout, you'll also get 3 free towels and save an additional 20% off. Miracle's so confident in their product, it also has a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you're not 100% satisfied, you'll get an entire full refund. So upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Titus. Use promo code Titus. You'll claim free 3-piece towel set, save over 40%. Again, trymiracle.com.
We have them on all. We've had a lot of families staying with us. We have them on all the beds.
Yes.
It's been a summer of family, and that's
likewise.
awesome. And
likewise.
that's awesome.
I just had to burn our sheets.
That theory that JD Vance has actually doesn't make sense because Kamala and Tim Walz are going to be back there tonight, and Pelosi speaking tonight. So I thought you said that there was a rift between Pelosi, Obama's.
Oh no, that's just for yesterday.
But again, they have nothing to run on, so they make shit up, and they're making shit up. Like all you have to do is, Trump said this. There's an interviewer said that Trump told him in an interview once, if you just say it, if you just keep tell them anything, they'll believe it. And the problem is he's right.
Yes.
And it's not new. It's through history.
Like we keep pointing out, they don't need to really go back and course correct or correct something retroactively because they can just say it. And then they know their base is going to, a portion of it is going to hear it and move on. And they're just going to keep it,
repeat it, and move on.
And they're just going to take that and run with it.
Because why would the guy who lied his whole life lie?
Yeah.
Why would the guy who bankrupt 4 casinos lie?
Right. Why would he have how many wives does he have?
Who got sued for his Trump University?
But that's what I mean is that they repeat border czar over and over, and then it's disproved what's said around that, and it's also proven that she was never given that title, but they never correct it.
And they
You'll have people say that to
and
you.
Fox News, they still watching Fox News, even though Fox News had to retract
almost
their entire 4 years of whatever.
$800 million they had to pay.
They hid
because they lied.
And what did they put that on it? Just like for a split second in the middle of the night?
But here's what I don't. So I guess Donald Trump depends on the chaos he creates because then there's new chaos to report.
That's a Steve Bannon technique.
And then we forget the old chaos.
Yeah.
But if you go through it, it's from day one. Mexicans, rapists, and criminals. Day one. And every fucking day after that, it happened up till today. And now today he's saying, whatever it is. I mean, I don't know how the guy got shot in the ear and it was healed perfectly 8 days later. I don't understand what the fuck happened.
Very quickly. That's what he said.
Dr. Ronnie Johnson Jackson, John, whatever his name was, he said that I heal very quickly.
He's on blood thinners, though, isn't that? That's why. At least I heard that. That's why he had. It looked like so much blood because he's taking blood thinners.
Yeah, you scratch yourself. My dad bleeds
you got hit
like
with
crazy.
a 223 round. If that kid was shooting,
my brother said, and my brother's very conservative.
Yes.
He said if he actually got hit with that,
it would have taken his ear off.
Yeah, or more.
It's a lie. It's a fucking lie. And the thing is that people don't have the balls to sit down and research
and
it.
he won't release the hospital records.
Yes.
Which is why wouldn't you if you were shot? What?
And if it were the other way around and Biden was shot, and this same thing happened. The right would just
Here's
be constantly.
CNN too. So Joe Biden, because the Labor Department just made a data correction. Did you see that?
No.
From the jobs report, they're retracting 818,000 jobs, which is I think that's a big
so instead
deal.
of 14 million, it's only 13,200,000.
818,000 fewer jobs than it initially thought over the past year. So it wouldn't be 14 million over the past year. And actually, instead of 16 million, it would be 15.2.
Right.
But CNN does a whole article about how this is a problem for Kamala and that Joe Biden boasted at the DNC on Monday that that he helped create 16 million new jobs, rounding up from 15.8. Well, he can no longer say that after Wednesday's BLS report.
See the joy, though?
Yes.
And because we have no fairness doctrine, God, you guys are so tired of hearing this. I know.
I know. Yeah.
We have
15
no
million jobs.
fucking rules. They made propaganda legal. You don't have to report the facts anymore.
Donald Trump's administration, if you get rid of pandemic-related job losses, not counting that,
But that's part of.
he was not quite 7 million jobs created. 6 point something.
Wait, so get rid of where he fucked up worse than any president in 100 years.
Yep.
If we can get rid of this major fuck up where he basically said inject disinfectant, which you just read, and he basically caused a trade war. This is before the pandemic. People don't understand what he did. So he's talking about it now. He wants to put it, and then we're going to go get out of this because I'm so frustrated and I'm so happy that what's happening right now with the Democrats kind of coming together. This man says he's going to put 20% tariffs on any product that comes into the U.S. Now, people go, yeah, let's make them pay. You guys don't understand tariffs. And here's why we need to, because we have too many stupid people and we need to start fucking teaching economics from literally grade 1. Make little kids start little businesses. Show them how money works. Guys, tariffs work like this. And just so you guys know, do you know the reason the Great Depression happened? Because on Thursday, called it Black Thursday, the Smoot-Hawley tariffs went into effect the day after the stock market crashed. Do you know why? Because tariffs are not for the companies that send the products in. They don't pay them. You know what happens is, let's say it costs $100 for a TV. So it puts a 20% tariff on it. That TV now costs you $120. Guess where that money goes? Yeah, that you pay it. It goes, you pay it. And guess where that extra tariff goes to? It goes to the government. It's a tax. That tariff does not force that company to pay it. The government gets it. They add 20% to the price and the government gets it. That's why Trump wants to do it. You fucking idiots who don't understand how this works.
16 Nobel Prize winning economists say Trump policies are going to fuel inflation.
Yes.
16 Nobel Prize winning economists signed a letter in June warning that the U.S. and the world economy will suffer greatly if Donald Trump wins the presidential election.
24%, by the way. Farmers went bankrupt. They went up 24% when Trump's tariffs. We had lost so many farms. On top of that, then the tariffs happened, right?
This is why, because
that
of
he
the
put on our agricultural. He put the agricultural tariffs on. China canceled all their contracts. So you guys don't remember this. This is before the pandemic. This is how bad he fucked up the economy.
Imposing these tariffs, I know, but we're just.
No, I just want to get to this. So then what happens is these farms went out of business. And then he had to give them $13 billion out of the government money, your tax money, to save them. So the tariffs cost us money, and then he had to give the farmers money. The fuck is this? He's the dumbest guy ever.
So by him imposing stiffer tariffs on Chinese imports, that's going to hike prices on many goods bought by U.S. consumers because they're going to hand you that cost. They're not going to cover it. I think we've seen that. And so all these people that watch him in front of his Cheerios that he doesn't even know how to open the top of.
You are the perfect 7th grade dance girl saying
his little Cheerios.
Yeah, he's standing in front of his little Cheerios.
Chef Boyardee.
It was embarrassing. Like you're a grown up and you're running for president and you're posing in front of Cheerios,
but he has no
to make a point.
He has no.
They said, well, each of us has different views on the particulars of the economic policies of each candidate. This was when Biden was still in, and then she's obviously carried that torch. We all agree that Biden's economic agenda is vastly superior to Donald Trump.
We've seen it. We've seen what's happened to the economy. We've actually seen it.
Also, here's how they operate as well. Maggots, we covered at the DNC. A company that sent AI calls mimicking Joe Biden to New Hampshire voters has now agreed to pay a $1 million fine.
Good. We got to bust everybody.
Lingo Telecom. It's a voice service provider, transmitted the robocalls.
Guys, I want you to know, Carrying Monsters, we're getting to the end of editing it. It's really good. That's going to be coming out soon. But also, I'm on the road with the new show currently roughly called Death Wish, but because America seems to have a death wish. It's about how America got started and stuff I found out through my DNA testing. It's really good. It's really funny. I got a standing ovation in Vegas, and it's not even done yet. Come see us this weekend. We're going to be
Pittsburgh.
City
Winery. Saturday, two shows. Buffalo Helium on Sunday, one show only. And then next week, you can see us in Huntsville Alabama on, I wonder if Sheila lives there, on Thursday. And then Friday, 2 shows, City Winery, Nashville, Tennessee. We're back in the sale.
Yeah, we're back on the road again, working on a new material, guys. Come
I
see
just want
us.
to tell you what this guy said at
Okay,
Lingo Telecom. So they did AI phone calls as Biden.
So they basically
calling
they
people in
faked
New Hampshire,
Biden's voice,
telling them that if they voted in the state's presidential primary, that would preclude them from casting ballots in the November general election. When asked about it, he's Kramer. He's a self-described digital nomad. He said he was not, he told AP, he was not trying to influence the outcome of the primary. Rather, he wanted to highlight the potential dangers of AI and spur lawmakers into action.
So you know what we need to do? Is we have so once Citizens United happened, they let all these telecom companies, all these internet companies, all these, Facebook, Google, whatever. Once they let them give as much money as they wanted to all politicians across the board, they fucked us, because now the laws are different. So if we don't put any kind of restrictions on these companies that are going to now use AI to lie to us and actually build the world they want against us, we're screwed. What we need to do is some of these fuckers need to go to jail that day.
Yeah.
Oh, guess what? We caught you doing it. Guess what
But
you're doing? Get in the
also,
car. Get in the car.
They
Get
cheat.
in the car.
I just want to point out who's cheating. So August 24th, Pittsburgh, 25, Buffalo, 29th, Levity Live, Huntsville, 30th, City Winery, Nashville, September 6th through 9, we're back in Schaumburg at the Improv in Chicago. And then 13, 14, Wise Guys in Salt Lake City, St. Louis, Burbank, Sacramento, a bunch of dates coming up. You guys
come
just
see
go.
the new
We
show.
just keep adding more stuff.
I'm getting better. I think I'm getting better. This new show, I really like this.
It's about time.
Right?
Seriously.
Right? On the 11, took 11 specials. Took 21
You
years.
really abandoned your career.
And now it's time for Highlanders Fun Facts. Highlanders Fun Facts. It's Highlanders Fun Facts.
We really took it down.
I was
Let's take it
way
down.
off key on that.
Take it down.
Should be a
I
match.
love Jason's face last week.
I should be
looking at you. Like he was.
Oh yeah,
he was amazed.
He was twitching. One side was
He
twitching.
was.
He knew it because he upped us as arm the children, and he had to put it through literally had to go through Kanye's auto tune to get it right.
Ray, you'll like this one. High heels were originally invented for men. Yes, high heels have long been a symbol of femininity, but that wasn't always the case. The shoes, which were thought to date all the way back to the 10th century, were invented for a practical rather than... I'm not going to say that word. It was invented for horseback riding.
Also not stepping and shit in the streets because they hadn't developed a sewer system.
Yeah, and the Black Plague was all in, rats. Anyone who's placed their feet in stirrups while sitting atop a noble steed, horseback riding was a crucial element of warfare, meaning there was time when entire armies rode into battle wearing high heels.
Wow.
I love that he's reading it for the first time.
It's
totally.
You know what? I will. I'm going to talk to the staff, and we're really going to dig in and spend more time.
To the staff. You were the staff.
There's
I can't
my
wait
point. There's my point.
to
people.
see what the staff says. That's awesome.
Guys, watch the DNC again. Even if you don't believe it, and watch them because I believe you will hear something.
Still a great concert.
Right.
It's a show. That was a show last
Someone
night.
pointed one more thing out. They said that all the stuff that all the songs Trump's using that he's getting sued for. Everybody on the DNC, they just were like, yeah, use it.
Yeah.
They did 50 different songs.
Springsteen,
last night.
Beyonce.
Yep.
Lil Jon actually appeared to sing his own part.
Tupac and Dre. They used they
right.
They did
that's
a
right.
DJ call out to every
Lamar.
state. Kendrick Lamar. Everybody. So here's what I would ask you people: when you see the most talented people, the people that had to come from nothing, that became something on their own, busted their ass
to become successful.
Their daddies didn't give them $400 million. They busted their ass and became the most successful people in the world. Think about who they're voting for and why.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. Oh, it's because they worship the devil. Really? Okay.
That's exhausting.
I'm so tired. You guys make me tired.
They're actually exhausting.
Just to think about the association between these great artists, these top of their game artists versus fucking obscure, a reality TV show person.
Ted Nugent.
Kid Rock. Hulk Hogan?
Hulk Hogan, right. But let's say that. Let's say this so they're more popular. That's fine. But also, the last thing I'd like to say about these guys is that when you look at Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, their daddy didn't give them money. Barack Obama went to college, busted his ass. Then he became a community organizer. Do you remember when they made fun of that when he first ran? Yeah, what did he do? He gave his time to people and helped people. What a loser. Like, what are you guys talking about? Again, if we all do better, we all do better. If we all get smarter, we all get smarter. If we all lift up, we all lift up. Please, people, just do the right thing for the country. You don't have to agree with me, but at least do the right thing for the country. And I will say this group of people on the right is not helping the country. Marjorie Taylor Greene spent her campaign donations that you sent her on a $110,000 SUV. Trump has been skimming of the $500 million you guys have sent him over the few years, skimming it.
Yep.
It's disappearing.
And his people. Like the money you sent to build the wall. Steve Bannon.
Steve Bannon's in jail.
And then he pardoned
today.
him. No, he's not in jail for that. But he would have been, his partner is, but Trump pardoned him.
Trump pardoned him. That's right. He's in jail because he wouldn't show up to Congress.
Yep.
Yeah. So guys, just do me a favor. Just wise up. Just wise up. Just look at the facts. I like it. Don't trust me. Don't trust me. Just look up the facts. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. For myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
Really one.